welcome to my channel. My name is Namani and I also go by Nameli if you are new here, which is about 99.9% of you all, since I am reviving this YouTube channel. But for the first time, I will be doing a lock journey Q&A. I've never done a lock journey Q&A. I don't think I've ever answered a set of questions about my hair, but I thought this was the perfect time with me restarting my YouTube channel and the fact that I just celebrated a lock milestone. So I am now into the 6-year mark, and I locked my hair April 9th, 2020. So we are officially 6 years and some change. So I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about my hair in full and kind of have that as a new series on my YouTube channel of hair videos, tutorials, answering questions and stuff like that in the near future. So I think this is a good video to start with. And I'm really excited to get into these questions. I have a compilation of questions I have on my phone here, and I'm just going to go through all the questions and answer them. I'm also going to insert photos from my lock journey, from every photo that I can find that I feel fits with whatever question I'm answering, just so you guys can have visuals of how I started, when I started, favorite hairstyles and all that types of stuff. So I'm really excited to talk about my hair, and I feel like it's a big part of my personality. So not to jump into the questions, but I'll never cut my hair, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the questions. But since I am so passionate about it, I really want to open up and talk more about my hair in case anybody is thinking about locking their hair as well. So we're gonna get into the questions now. So my first question is, why did you start your locks and how long have you had them? So the why I started my locks, funny, I don't have a reason. I feel like most people who have locks have, where they say they didn't want to maintain their hair anymore, or they just felt really passionate about it, or something that kind of runs in their family. You'll see like a lot of people, they have a lot of people in their family who has locks, so they just felt like it was destined to happen. But honestly, I had loose natural hair for a very long time. I didn't have any issues maintaining my hair. I actually enjoyed doing my hair. I was the hairstyle queen. I did twist outs, braid outs, roller sets, half up, half down. I did everything you could think of. I had a big fro, it was curly, it was pretty. But one day, my friend, she started doing hair, and about 1.5 years into her doing hair, she got like really into just doing faux locks. Balby, if you're watching this, Balby Irene, but she got really into doing faux locks and she just mastered it. Like the faux locks was bomb. So I was like, that would be like, you know, a break from my hair. I always get braids. I don't want no braids. Went to her, got some faux locks, changed my life. I don't know why, y'all, but for some reason, when my friend did my hair that one time, I did not want to take them out. For some reason, I did not want to take those faux locks out. And I had them for a little bit longer than I should have had them, because I just love the look. Even when my hair grew out at the root, it gave just a little grown out locks, because she didn't do the shiny hair, and that's what I loved. Hers looked really realistic. It was like, I don't want to call it matte, but it looked like real locks. And when I had them and I took them out, I was like, okay, like, of course I'm gonna go back to my hair, but I just wanted it again. So I went into the process of locking my hair. My next question is, what method did you start your locks, and did you start them yourself? So I started with 2-strand twists. I parted my entire head. I just 2-strand twist my head, made sure every twist was about the same size, and parting them the same size. I have square parts, and I didn't really feel like, oh my God, like I look so different, because when I had loose natural hair, I was doing twist out. So I was just like, okay, I got twists. And I did start my hair myself. To this day, I've never had a loctician. No one else has ever touched my head but me. No one has helped me start them except for my mother. She just looked at my parts and made sure they was all right, because I was, you know. But a professional loctician has never touched my head before. So I've grown my hair myself. They're down here now. But I've grown my hair myself. I've maintained them myself. And besides the fact that I have mastered my hair, I save a lot of money. But no, I've never had a loctician, and I did start my own locks. What would you do differently if you started over? Honestly, I wouldn't do anything differently. I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, I have a 4-way part in my head. And what I mean by that is that I have a permanent middle part, I have a permanent right side part, I have a permanent left side part, and then I have a permanent ear to ear part. And that was a game changer. For me to not know nothing about locks, I don't know how I came up with that. That was like one of the smartest things I've ever done. So if I do a half up, half down, it's a perfect part from ear to ear. If I do a middle part, perfect part in the middle, right and left. So I wouldn't change anything. I have square parts, and they're all relatively the same size, of course, as close as you can get them. So my grid, pristine. I wouldn't change nothing. And that's one thing you have to think about. You have to think about the hairstyles you know you want to have. Part your head the way you know you want to part it. So when I started my locks, I had a part. So I had a section, and I twisted my hair by the section and went in rows. So I wouldn't change anything. I think I did a great job considering I've never had a loctician. How long did it take for your locks to mature? I really want to say 6 months. That doesn't mean that the twist pattern was gone. Like, it's still relatively noticeable, but I want to say 6 to 8 months, where I feel like it started to disappear a lot in certain parts of the lock. I couldn't really put my finger through, and I would call that baby mature. Like, okay, now you have locks. Like, if you wanted to take them out, it's gonna take a little effort. So I would just to be safe, I would say 8 months. How often do you wash your locks and retwist? So I wash my hair once a month. I retwist my hair once a month. There are times where I go longer than that. I would definitely say in the colder months, the winter time, where I'm not really sweating. I don't feel like my hair is dirty per se. It doesn't have any type of sweat smell or anything like that. So the longest, I would definitely say 6 weeks. But typically, I will retwist my hair once a month. But I have gone longer, even in the summertime if I'm feeling lazy, or if I have a good protective styling, like a updo, some twist or something like that, I would definitely just leave them there and just maintain my perimeter and just do my edges. But 4 to 6 weeks. If I'm really pushing it, 7, but really 4 to 6 weeks. My next question is, what products do you use on your locks? So to wash my hair, I've been using the Cream of Nature. This is the Cream of Nature Argan Oil. This is sulfate-free moisture and shine shampoo. So this is what I've been using on my hair for years, since I've locked my hair. This is my go-to shampoo. Like, this is like the best shampoo to me ever. I don't use conditioner. I just use shampoo, sulfate-free shampoo. So this Cream of Nature, and I'm trying to get rid of this dent. It's not going nowhere, but this is the best shampoo. I love this shampoo. My hair feels clean. It does what it needs to do. So to retwist my hair, I've been using this, I want to say for the last 2 years. I switched from Jamaican mango and lime retwist, and I feel like everybody starts with that, so of course I did too, but it's very wet. But I've been using this here, and this is the lock-in braid and retwist, and yes, that sticker says $30. Depending on where you get it from, it might be $30, it might be $18, $19. You know, beauty supply stores, they price things how they want to price them. But this is the original lock-in, ethically made 2014 same high-end product, lock-in lock twist braids wave edge gel extra hold, integrally black owned and operated. So the reason why I love this, and here's the lid if you ever want to identify it in the store. The reason why I love this, and it doesn't have much of a smell, it is a gel consistency. It's not wet. I feel like I don't have to wait until my hair to dry, if that makes sense. Yes, it's moist, but this holds my hair like a gel, like a true gel. And I love how it just captures every hair. Like, this is like the best. I'll never steer away from this. I do think this is the bigger jar. That's why it's $30. Now that I'm looking at it, they do come smaller than this, which is like the $17 jar. But I've been using it so long, I just said I'm gonna get the big one this time. I need the big dog. I'm not coming back. Okay, so this is the best. And for oil, and I'm not too picky about oil, to be honest, but my mom has been using this forever. This is the Do Grow, and of course everybody knows what this is, and I'm getting to the end of this bottle, but this is the Do Grow Make Along Extreme Strengthening Hair Oil. This is really good. Great oil. Like, you can't go wrong with this oil. but not too picky about oil. And I also use a lot of body mousse whenever I'm doing a hairstyle that requires curls. So I do use a lot of body to curl my locks, and I'll show you guys how my hair looks when it's really curly. And the pictures I'm showing you are made and styled with a lot of body mousse. Like, this is my go-to mousse. I've tried other mousses. I find other mousses to be oily. I don't know if that's a thing or if that's like what the true cause is. I don't know if there's oil in mousse. That sounds contradicting, honestly, but nothing like a lot of body. They got me, okay? But those are the products I use depending on, of course, the hairstyle, but those are my go-tos. My next question is, how do you sleep with your locks? So my locks are now, I can claim waist length. I do need a retwist right now, and my locks have a slight curl pattern to them, but I am gonna stand up just so you can see the current state. I have to bend down a little bit. The current state, but if I pull my locks, as you can see, they're ending right here. So I do have some that are short. We'll talk about that as well, but I have 80 locks and they are square parts, like I said, but I have 80 locks. And the best way for me to sleep is to put a scarf on. So I throw all my locks to the back, just like this. And I put a scarf on, headscarf, tied in the front. Then I take my hair and I kind of twist it as if I'm gonna put it in a clip, but I don't. And I hold it up just like this. And then I take a bonnet and I pull the bonnet from the back. And then I have one of those bonnets that have the Velcro in the back. So then I Velcro the back and it just sits in the bonnet like that. So it's like a lazy pineapple in a way. And that's the best way for me to do it. But I have an extra large bonnet, and I need both the scarfing and the bonnet, especially if I have a hairstyle where the front is slick or I'm doing like a bust down like I am right now. And by the way, if you notice, I have 4 locks in the front right here that are really, really tight. I like to do this hairstyle where I use my 4 locks in the front as a headband, and I have 2 black rubber bands in the back. So there's like a really small ponytail in the back that you can't see, but I think this is such a cute hairstyle, and it keeps me looking clean in the front, especially when I need a retwist, because the illusion in the front is like, my hair is done. We ain't got no issues, I'm done. But that is how I sleep with my hair. I just put it up. So I always look like Marge Simpson when I go to bed. So get somebody who love you. If you want to look like Marge Simpson at night, make sure, you know, ain't no jump scares. But I have no choice, and it's only gonna get longer, but that is the best way I can sleep with my hair length. My next question is a great question, which is, have your locks ever thinned? And the answer is yes. I know you can see the short ones here. These are ones that I've taken the initiative to just cut because they were thinning. So as you can see, this one is, you can tell I cut it in a way. It's growing back, but I had to cut this one, not because it thinned and fell off, just because it was thinning and I did not like how it looked. I actually have another one I'm holding on to. I have 2 short ones over here. I've cut 3 locks because they were just thinning. And here's another one that honestly needs cutting and maybe repairment, but I would rather just cut this. See, you look at that. Sis is not doing all right. And I've never experienced that with a thick lock. It's just the shorter ones. I can't really say it's from tension, because of course when my hair is in a ponytail, the tension is here, the tension is not here. So I think it's just from when I went through a stage of wearing a scarf to bed and no bonnet, or my hair rubbing against my clothes and thinning, and that way the friction would do that as well. So I have had thinning locks. I've only had 4 thin in 6 years, and I'm not really upset about that. I've never had thinning at the roots ever. So that is the dilemma I was in, but I truly think that is from dryness. So do you take any vitamins for hair growth? I do not, and I am not against it, but I've never felt the need to. I like to say my hair grows like a chia pet. I don't know what it is, what's going on. It's always been that way. It is very genetic induced. When I started my locks, I want to say I started with about 5 inches of hair, and I'll show that as well. And this is 6 years worth of growth. And in my mind, this is normal, but I've met other people who have been growing their hair just as long or for a shorter amount of time, and their hair is still at their shoulders. I'm not sure what causes that, but I never felt the need to take vitamins because my hair grows very, very fast. I grow inches in a year. Like, I don't know what that's about, thank God, you know, but especially when my hair is straight and wet or I just washed it. And I'll show you that as well. It's very long, and I'm always shocked every month, because I said I only wash my hair once a month. Every month I wash my hair, I'm shocked by how long it is. It always feels longer. It's very astonishing to me. So I don't take any vitamins because my girl does what she needs to do. There is a question here that I kind of already answered. How many locks do I have? I have 80. I'm bringing this back up again because I ended up with a even number naturally. A lot of people have asked me directly, hey, how many locks do you have? I want my locks to look just like yours. I want the same spacing and the same size. It is very important to understand that your lock count is going to depend on the density of your hair and the size of your head. So I would never deliberately try to execute a certain amount of locks. Never do that, because if you're going for a certain number, you're going to start doing things just to be able to say you have this number, and it's truly not necessary. Just map it out, make sure it looks great, make sure you love it, count it later. Whatever that number is the number you're supposed to have. But the amount of locks I have is dependent on the amount of space on my head and the thickness of my hair. I do have thick locks. Some people might say I don't. I've seen thicker. I've definitely seen thicker. So if you think they're not thick, I completely understand. As the person who has to do them, they feel thick to me. They are pretty, I don't want to call them large, they're medium, you know, and I say that because I've seen thinner, but I say they're thicker because I only have 80, and a lot of people think I have more than 80, and I've seen people who have like 125, but their head looks just like mine. So it really depends on the surface level of your head. So my next question is, what is your favorite lock style? So my favorite lock style is a roller set. A roller set eats down. I'm sorry. I've done so many roller sets. I am the roller set queen, and it breaks my heart now because my hair is getting so long that I can no longer use the gray perm rods. If you know, those are like notorious for a bomb roller set, especially on natural hair. And these are the same rollers I was using when my hair was loose natural. But I love a roller set. It takes me forever. My hair has grown so much that I can't get as much as of the lock on the roller as I used to, but I've mastered that hairstyle so much that I can wash my hair, do a retwist, and roll at the same time. So when I take the rollers out, I have a fresh retwist and a bomb roller set. But that is my favorite hairstyle. I just love big hair, maybe because I'm a Leo. I don't know if that's the Leo in me, the lion in me. I love for my hair to just be out, and that's why I loved having loose natural hair. I loved having a fro. I feel like it really fit me and my personality. I just love for my hair to just be taking up space around my face. That is my favorite thing. So a roller set gives me more of that volume, and I get to like stack my hair all around my head and on my shoulders. But that is my favorite hairstyle. My second favorite hairstyle is a real good, tight, sleek, what I call a Barbie ponytail. When my hair is just facelift, Barbie ponytail, every lock is in position, and it's just a long, straight ponytail. That is my jam too. That takes a long time for me to do as well. Not as long as the roller set, of course. But for it to be a ponytail, I'll be trying to put that ponytail together for like after my hair is washed and retwist, like 30, 40 minutes trying to put a ponytail in place. I need it in the right place in my head, but a bone straight ponytail, just, yeah, that's my jam too. Here's a question I might get some little spice about, and it's, can you wear wigs over your locks? Have I ever seen it done before? Yes. Do I like it? Absolutely not. If your locks are short, if you have like shoulder length and up, and of course you can just put them things away, and that's a great length to do it, do that. But if your hair is as long as mine, you need to just do your hair. I'm gonna be honest with you, because although I am impressed by the hairstylist that they figure out a way to get it done, I don't think it's comfortable, and honestly, it gives helmet every single time. It's just too much hair, y'all. It's too much hair to be trying to tuck into a wig. I've never had a wig before. I've never worn loose hair on my head. I've always had a fro. Always. Either I had a fro or I have locks. Now I have locks. Or I had box braids. And for one time I had full locks. I've never had loose hair on my head. So I've never wore like a closure or tape-ins or a wig or a U-shaped. I don't even know all the terminologies. I've never had a wig before. I've never had weave. So I don't think it looks good over locks either. My personal opinion, and don't stone me, sister. If you pulling it off, my opinion means nothing. But I'm just saying that because I would never do it. Even if my hair was shorter, I still would never do it because for one, it's tight. Like braiding locks down is the most uncomfortable thing ever. And I've done it one time in my life when I joined my sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho. I had to braid my locks down because we all had one look. We had a bob. I was in the most pain ever because it's just too much hair. And that's back when my hair was to my shoulder, it was here. But the thing is, my locks are very thick. So imagine just, I think I had like 6 cornrows. And it's like, okay, cool. The cornrows are flat here. But once you get right here, baby, they get big, they get bulky, and then you still have all that hair in the back. I had enough hair for a ponytail. So we had to find a way to flatten that in the back. I ended up losing 3 locks in the back. Now, mind you, this was 2022. So they've grown back and they're catching up. But it's just so tight and uncomfortable. So I can't imagine having a wig on my head as a hairstyle beyond an hour. It was on my head, probably 2 hours max it was on my head, and I was like in excruciating pain. I couldn't do it no more. So personally, I would not put a wig over my locks. What is your dream lock length? So I'm getting there, actually. I'm getting there. I'm actually going to put all my hair in the back and show you guys exactly where my hair is so I can tell you exactly where my dream lock length is. So I'm gonna stand up, and as you can see, I do have a little bit of a curl pattern, so I'm gonna pull one of my locks, and as you can see, my lock is about, I'm gonna pull it from the side. So my lock is about right here, right? So some would consider this waist length, and from the back, this is how they all look. And they stop about right here. I would give it right here on a straight day. I want my locks right here. Once my locks get right here, I'm gonna maintain them right here because I don't wanna be sitting on my locks, right? So I just wanna keep them right here. So I'm gonna always get a trim to stay right here. So I wanna say I got about 8 more, let's just call it a foot. Let's just call it a foot because I can't really tell right now. I feel like it's like 9 inches, but we're gonna call it a foot, even though I know my hair is curly and I need a retwist. So it could really just be 8 more inches. That is my dream length. I will maintain it there. Cause can you just imagine like if my hair was 8 more inches long, just a bust down straight. I mean, bone straight, bone straight. This is an old braid out, like super, super old braid out. But bone straight to that length, I will be happy, and I will just keep cutting it right there, just pushing it all to the back and keep cutting it right there. But that's the length. That's the length I'm going for. Just letting you know. What's your least favorite hairstyle to wear? Honestly, if I had to really choose one, I don't really care for twist, and I don't hate them. But if I had to choose, I just feel like that's if you don't style it in the front right, and I've mastered how to make it look feminine, it just gets void. Like I be feeling like Lil Wayne or the Migos. I feel like the 4th Migo when I have rope twists. But I started doing flat twists in the front and then going into rope twists and doing a little part, a little cute little, you know what I'm saying? So it feels less masculine, but I don't be feeling that cute when I got rope twists. And it's so popular. Like it's a really good protector style. And I still do it. In the summertime, I'm still gonna do it. I do it in a ponytail, I do it down, I've done bobs. Like, don't get me wrong. I still be doing it. It's just not my favorite, if I had to choose. How do you avoid tension when styling locks? I wanna say you can't. And if you're more tender-headed, I'm not tender-headed at all, but they're locks. A fresh retwist is gonna feel like a fresh retwist. Unless you don't care to have the really neat look. I do. I love the really neat look. I've mastered slicking my hair down to the point where it don't even look like I got locks in the front because I just been maintaining them in that way. But you're always gonna feel some type of level of tension. To minimize it though, I would say to just know your bandwidth and to know when to stop. Like, you know what you can handle. You know what I'm saying? What I can handle, It might be different from what you can handle. So that's the only way. Once you know, okay, this is the tightness I can maintain, stop there. Don't try to go tighter. If it looks neat, to let it be what it is. But the best way is just knowing what you can handle, to still get that clean look if you're going for the clean look. But just knowing your pain level. What's the biggest misconception about locks? And I'm gonna just say it, that they are never clean and they stink. My hair does not stink. Never. Like, my hair smells like hair. My hair smells like the oil I put in the day before. My hair might smell like the lot of body mousse I got on my curls. Half the time my hair smells like perfume, because when I spray my perfume, I do the whole big circle thing. I cannot completely say it is a full blown 100% misconception, because there are people who have locks and they think that is like, oh, I don't have to do my hair because I have locks. Oh, my hair's always done because I have locks. You're wrong. You're wrong. Your hair is not done because you have locks. That's a misconception. Like that, let's scratch that. The real misconception is believing that your hair is done because you have locks. Your hair is not done, baby. It's not. And I don't say that to say you have to have a fresh retwist for your hair to be done. Like, I can tell when somebody brushes their locks. I can tell when somebody wraps their locks up properly when they go to sleep. I can tell that someone moisturizes their locks when they're dry. They spray them when they need water. Like, all of that goes into maintenance. It's not necessarily a fresh retwist that makes your locks look done. But the negligence that some people have against locks feeds into the misconception or the stereotype that they don't smell good. I think a lot of people who have locks don't know how to wash their hair. That's why they have locticians, especially men. Men don't know how to wash locks. I know that for sure. That's why they have locticians. That's why their hair is always done most of the time. The ones who care about their upkeep, their locks are gonna stay done, and it's gonna stay in that hairstyle until they get another one, because they don't do their own hair. Zip. But the ones who don't maintain a hairstyle, they don't go get barrels, they don't get rope twists or nothing like that, the smell piles up. Men like to play sports, y'all like to run around, you like to do all these things, y'all sweat. It does feed into that stereotype. But women, I would say as a woman, you want your hair to be done. We know in order for your hair to be done, like for real, you have to wash it. You have to be on a clean slate. So in the female world, I don't see that a lot, but I do understand where that stereotype or misconception comes from, because I do understand that there are people who don't be doing what they need to do with their head. Have you ever experienced discrimination because of your locks? So this is a good question. First and foremost, no. I have never experienced discrimination. And when I say that, I mean in the sense of someone has deliberately been outward to me about me having locks. I've never experienced that. I get a lot of compliments on my locks. I get a lot of questions about my locks. People say they're beautiful. People say they're maintained. People think they're extensions, which is funny to me. But my discernment that I have as a Black woman with locks, I feel it at times from people who don't look like me. I would say that. It is a very Black hairstyle to have. And I know that sounds crazy to say. I feel the same way about natural hair. But to lock your hair, to have dreadlocks, is a very, that's us. You know what I'm saying? That's a us hairstyle. And I do believe that my discernment or my own intuition or my own self-awareness knows when people are does not favor my hair. And it might sound crazy or a stretch, because no one has ever said like, I don't like your hair. You know what I'm saying? But I think we all have enough discernment to know certain things. And I work in a very corporate setting. I would not say corporate in terms of like office-y, like really strict. If you've never watched any of my videos before, I work in creative marketing and design management. I have a very creative career. I have a very fun career, but I sit on a larger supervisor, manager, director level, to the point where I deal with people who are outside of my entity a lot, financially, stakeholders, money transfers involved and all that stuff like that, before the visual, creative, fun part of my job. So I do cross paths with people who may not on a daily deal with people or work with people who look like me. So I fill the room, but my personality, who I am, has always overseen that to the best of my ability. All I can be is me, but I've never received discrimination or from other Black people who don't like locks. So I think that answers that question. The next question is, are locks really permanent? And I think this is a good question because I have different opinions about things, of course, but if you ask me, are locks really permanent? My answer is yes. My answer is yes. Now, if you put the effort into changing anything, you can get it done. They say divorce is not supposed to be a thing. They say marriage is permanent, but we have divorce. You know, you have something to undo things that we claim to be permanent. And I know that's like a wild comparison, but yeah, marriage is supposed to be permanent, but we have something in case you change your mind. Locks are supposed to be permanent, but if you really wanted to take them out, you can. I still deem them to be permanent because your hair would never look the same when you take them out. You have to start over, regrow, recuperate. If I was to comb my locks out to the length they are now, if I was to comb my locks out, I'd probably have this much hair, like a fro. That is not the same. Like stretching it, it'll probably be like right here. That's a lot of hair to lose. So when something causes a great amount of change, I think it was a permanent thing. Not to go back to my extreme comparison, but when you get a divorce, a lot has changed. You gotta separate your money, your kids, you gotta sell your house, who gets this, who gets that, oh my God. Like, you don't just go back to life how it was before you got married. You don't go back to life like, or your life is not the same as if you were still married. Like, you don't come home and everything is, no, everything is different. It's a very, very drastic change because you're undoing something that was meant to be permanent. And that's how I look at it. So I think locks are permanent. So this is my last question. And the question is, are my locks heavy? And no, they're not. They're not heavy. A lot of people think they're heavy. I do have moments where they might feel a little heavy. The only time my locks feel like they have a little weight to them if I do a slick back ponytail, and that's because I'm putting all my locks in one place on my head. Then yeah, I will feel the ponytail. But right now, these are very, very light, and I don't think it's going to change. I don't think my hair is just magically one day gonna get really, really heavy. I think the maintenance of your hair goes a lot into that, and the density of your hair and how much hair you have. But if your hair is clean and it's always clean and you keep minimum products in your head, then they're never gonna feel heavy because they're not way down. When your hair starts to get congested, and not at the root, I mean the actual lock gets congested, you're feeling the weight of dirt, to be honest. You just have to clean your hair. A detox is really, 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 really good. If you detox your hair and you've never detoxed it before, you will feel a weight change. But I am very passionate about my hair. I love my hair. I would never change my hair. I've been my own loctician for 6 years now, 6 years and 3 months. I've never had a loctician. I have enjoyed the journey. It is my permanent hairstyle. I can do anything with my hair. I've mastered all types of hairstyles. I've had fun. I've enjoyed it, and I will never change anything. So that is everything about my hair. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will have more hair videos coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the pictures as well and me just explaining about my hair. And if you're thinking about locking your hair, I hope this helps you make a decision to just do it or not to do it. I am very positive, of course, about locks and my hair. So my questions and answers are very positively driven. I would never change my hair. So once again, thank you for tuning into my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, and I'm sure it is, I hope you stay. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. I hope I've helped a lot of people in just showing you guys some locks. Bye.